My friends, I'm very lucky to say I have Carl Jackson. Welcome to Southern Country, Carl.
Glad to be here, Herb.
I've heard your name. I've read your name. You produce, you direct, you write, you do everything. I see Carl Jackson. I talked to a lot of artists that you've been connected to somehow, through writers and through producing their albums. And
I'm very, very thankful to God's been very good to me to give me the opportunity to work in a lot of different phases of the industry. You know,
of all the phases you worked in, which is your favorite?
That's my favorite is the combination of all of them. That's the blessing that I haven't been, whatever the expression is.
You didn't allow yourself to get pigeonholed.
Well,
is that a true statement?
Pretty much. But also God was good to me to give me the ability to do a lot of different things. I'm thankful for that too. Because I think I'd go crazy if I just had to play sessions, or if I just had to produce, or I just had to write songs. I'm just very thankful to be able to go out and do a lot of different things and make a living at it. I'm a lucky guy.
You were inducted into the Stigma Preservation Hall of Grace just back in February. That was an honor.
Absolutely an honor.
That was an honor.
I was thrilled. I didn't expect it, and I was thrilled to death. I mean, anytime your peers in your industry recognize you, that makes you feel real good.
That's got to be the highlight of it.
Absolutely.
And of course, Grammy Award winning. How about the Grammys? That's another highlight.
That was amazing.
Another recognition of peers.
Absolutely. The Grammys are voted on only by people in the industry.
How many Grammys do you have?
I have two. I've won two. I guess you could say I won three, but in one case, I won a Grammy for the Best Bluegrass album back in 1990.
Wow.
On Spring Training, an album I did with John Starling.
Okay.
And that was back then. And then in 2003, I won the Grammy for the Best Country Album on an album called Livin', Lovin', Losin',
I have that
Songs
album.
of the Louvin Brothers.
Great.
And but that album also, a song off that album also won a Grammy.
Okay.
But it was James Taylor and Alison Krauss doing How's the World Treating You? And it won for Best Vocal Collaboration. In that case, the producer gets the certificate and the artist get the Grammy. And in the album case, I get the Grammy, they get the certificates. Because the album was, there were many artists on the album.
Right.
So you have to be over 50% of an album to actually to receive the hardware. So I have two hardwares, one certificate,
there you go.
and a few other nominations also. I'm very, very honored. That's
Grammys are up there.
well, it's the Oscar of the
there you go.
Of the music business, and that means a lot.
How did you get involved with that Living, Loving, and Losing?
Kathy Louvin is Ira's daughter.
Oh, okay.
She called me one morning and said, wanted to know what I thought about doing a tribute album to her dad and Charlie.
Sure.
And I said, I think it's a great idea. And she said, would you be willing to produce it? And of course, absolutely I would. I love their music, and that album was a lot of fun to do, because you started out with just an incredible catalog of songs, and to be able to tap into that great catalog of songs, and then not really meet any resistance from anybody I asked to take part.
Right,
Everybody loved the Louvin Brothers, and I wound up having to turn people down on the record rather than looking for artists to do
Is there a
things,
sequel coming out?
Well,
how about that?
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
You never know. It would be fun.
That would be great.
It would make me mad.
Now, is that the one, Leo, correct me on this, is that the one Charlie said he didn't know anything about?
Charlie didn't. Originally, I intended it to be a complete surprise for Charlie, and what happened? Sonia Isaacs was in the studio to sing with Dolly, and she ran into Charlie somewhere, and she let the cat out of the bag. But that's okay. It thrilled me. Charlie came up to me and asked me about it, and he was so thrilled with it, and it meant so much to me, because I just think the world of him. I never got to meet Ira.
Oh no.
But to be good friends with Charlie and to have him put his blessings on that project meant a lot to me.
We had Charlie on the show.
Oh,
that's how I said to Leo, I don't want to be. He said I didn't know anything about that album.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was asked to do it, I was like, let's make this like a tribute to Charlie, and Ira, of course. But, just wanted to see his eyes light up, and they did, and that meant a lot to me.
How about Backwoods Barbie?
Backwoods Barbie. Oh, well.
Working with Dolly is an experience in itself.
Dolly, I mean, it's just, I can state it here to the world. I mean, I'm in love with Dolly, of course.
The world is. You just said the world is.
The world is, and you know, I mean, Dolly is real.
Yeah.
Dolly is one of the most sincere, beautiful, sweet, honest, whatever good word you can come up with. Dolly is it. She is a dear friend. She's never let me down in anything I've asked her to do, and she's always been there for me. And I mean, I can remember the first time I got to sing with her, you know, and it just on a demo, and I was just absolutely beside myself. And she's always, I don't know, she means a lot to me.
Good person.
Absolutely.
How about
no
Merle
better.
Bluegrass sessions?
Oh,
I play that all the time on the radio.
Another thrill. I mean, you know, Merle Haggard, he's a legend, and I consider him a great friend too. And just to be a part of that, we sat in a circle and recorded for 2 days, and the album is live, pretty much. You know, I mean, Merle's vocals are live, all the playing is live. I did the harmonies later. Just because of the miking situation and all that, and just also because we were just jamming, basically. Just, hey, let's do this song, let's do this song. It was a thrill to sit in a circle, literally like in your living room, and record that album with Merle Haggard, and to sit there and watch him perform and sing like that, and you know, and say, oh, take a solo, Carl, or whatever, you know, and I had him play my guitar. Right. You know, I had a little 1929 Martin I was playing on that session, and I had Merle play one of the solos on that guitar, and it's great thrill, great thrill.
Your songs have been cut by Glenn, Garth, Alicia Nugent, Terry Clark, Rhonda Vincent.
Oh, I've been so blessed. Have cuts by all those people. Yes, Garth has cut a couple of my songs, as a matter of fact. Trisha Yearwood, Steve Warner, Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, Ricky Skaggs, Pam Tillis, Vince Gill.
This goes on and on.
I've been very, very blessed, and to have a lot of good friends and in the industry, and you know, and I don't know, just have a lot of songs recorded. People come up to me all the time and tell me that my songs mean a lot to them, and that means a lot to me.
How long did it take you to write a song? What was the quickest song you ever wrote?
Well, I can tell you, Vince and I wrote a song called "No Future in the Past," which was actually 1993 Radio and Records #1 country song of the year.
Wow.
And I remember Vince coming in that morning, and he said, you know, I need a really up-tempo thing for my new album. And I said, no, man, let's don't write up-tempo. Let's write, you're the ballad king, man. Let's go for some hardware. You know, and so I had this idea, No Future in the Past, and we brought that out, and we wrote a couple of hours before lunch. Went and had some lunch, came back, touched it up a little bit, and we didn't even demo it. So, you know, and there have been some that have come faster than that. There have been others that have taken years, because to me a song's not finished until it's finished. You know, I mean, I may work on something and feel great about it, and then, well, I just don't have the last verse yet, or the chorus is not just right, so I may put it aside for a while, come back to it. But I very much try to finish my songs, you know, and at least feel as good as I can about them, you know, before I say they're through.
We have a website?
I do, carljackson.net.
Okay.
And I would appreciate it for folks to visit that.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to have you on Southern Country.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Carl.